With all the fusions that plarium throw at us every month, I decided to make a video on tips and tricks on how you can be a little bit more prepared for these fusions. Yes, there are tons of seasoned Raid Shadow Legends players, but I have learned and tried my best to soak up all the information everybody's been feeding me these past couple of months. There's always new Raid players coming in, and I'd feel absolutely awful if I didn't pay it forward and share all the information that has been given to me. First and foremost, do not feel absolutely pressured to do fusions if you are not prepared or you don't have the time to do so. All fusion champions will be available in the summoning pool, so don't you worry, you're not going to miss out on it entirely. All you have to do is get a little lucky and pray to the RNG gods. Hold the front door. Be sure to check out my awesome download link for Raid Shadow Legends down below, getting yourself 4 awesome champions to join your roster right away. Here's the quick guide on how to do it. First, uninstall Raid Shadow Legends, log out of your account on Plarium. If you're on mobile, then log out before you uninstall. Click on my download link for Raid, go through all the new user prompts, and use a new email and password. Reinstall Raid by clicking on Play for free. After you've gone through the tutorial, check your storage for your first legendary with my link, LNRL. You'll get 2 more epics the same way at level 15 for Tagore and Ugo at level 30. Don't forget to use a legendary promo code exclusively for new accounts. I'm going to go ahead and use TREEHUGGER for Greenwarden and Ruarc. Another great option is using the code GETALICE for Alice the Wanderer. I have some more options for you guys, especially for the new users, down below in my description, so don't forget to check that out. What are you waiting for? Let's start raiding! Fusions are basically a great way for you to spend a lot of your resources, oftentimes all of your resources, on a targeted champion. Now, this is a guaranteed way of getting it so long as you play your cards right. What a lot of low spenders or free-to-play players do is save up a lot of their resources over the course of numerous months to go for a fusion. If you're not a big spender or super into late game, it's probably impossible to go for back-to-back fusions every month. You're gonna need a lot of shards, silver, energy, gems, and time. During these monthly fusions, there are a numerous amount of events that you have to choose to do, with some of them allowing a couple of skips. But basically, it's back-to-back-to-back-to-back events. Since I started playing Raid this year, there have been 3 different types of fusions that I've noticed. One is the fragment one, the other is getting the rares, fusing those into the epics and then into the legendaries. Another one where you had to get 4 of the epics, fusing that into a legendary. Let me know in the comments if there is another type of fusion that you guys have experienced and I just haven't seen it yet. There are a few strategies to stockpile energy. I, for one, try my best not to let my energy right here stack up a lot because that's wasted energy. I could be using that energy daily to be grinding and getting more resources. The stuff that I tend to stockpile is in my storage. I just went through a lot of my refills, but usually when I open this up, there will be a lot of them. You usually get them from the free daily pack that you can find in the limited special offers. Those ones don't expire until 99 days, so I just let them keep building up and up and up. So you can imagine how much energy you can have stockpiled if you save for, let's say, 3 months. You can do that in a lot of areas like this live arena. I have some energy pots saved up here that I haven't claimed yet because I just don't need them yet. A common event that you'll run into are champion advancements or training events. I tend to save my XP boost that you can find in the campaign or maybe Curse City. Also in the referral programs, if you've gotten any referrals here, I still haven't collected yet just because I haven't had the need to. Saving up affinity potions to ascend your champions during that time will get you some extra points, as well as saving up skill books. I just use a good chunk of my books, but it is a good idea to save all of the rarities and use it during those times that the events call for. There are normally 2 different events for getting champions. The first one is Summon Rush, and you get points for how many shards you use. Each shard getting you X amount of points no matter what type of champion you pull. For example, Mystery Shards getting you 1 point, Ancient Shards 20, Void Shards 120, and Sacred Shards sitting at 500. Now for the Champion Chase Tournament, you're rewarded for the different rarities of champions that you can get, whether it be summoning, fusing your fragments, or purchasing them from the market. With this event, common and uncommon champions only give you 1 point, rare champions 10, epics at 250, and legendaries at 500. Void champions will give you more points during the champion chase event, so if you want to play it smart, it's a good time to use them then. Rare sitting at 50 points, epics at 350, and legendaries at 650. A lot of raiders end up saving their fragment summons for the champion chase tournaments during fusions or CVCs. I don't have anything ready quite yet, but Demarsa, for example, from the referral program, I saved that fragment summon specifically for when I was participating in a fusion event. These fusions also work, so I have Relic Keeper ready to summon, but I'm saving it for the champion chase tournaments when I do participate in them. I know for a fact that Relic Keeper is one of those champions that you can just keep fusing over and over and over again, but there are other ones that'll say that you can't and only fuse it one time. Like Lady Mikage, for example, it says right here, can only be fused one time. Same with Rosin, can only be fused one time. I find that a lot of times I end up running out of silver for gear enhancement events. A neat little trick that I learned from raiders that can help me combat this is saving up gear pieces that are still 5 to 6 stars and upgrading them to 4. Once you upgrade it to 4, and if it doesn't go into a stat that you like, or it's just a trash piece overall, then you can go ahead and sell. You'll get most of your money back, if not more. So to show you again, here I'm going to upgrade it to level 4, and that's going to cost me 6,300, and I can sell it for 17,000. It's not a lot, but at least you're not losing money and you're still gaining points on the way. I made this big mistake as well during my early days of playing Raid. With the gear enhancement events, you want to upgrade your gear pieces in increments of 4. What I used to do is from level 1, I would just upgrade it all the way up to 16. I don't know how true it is because I haven't tested it myself. Maybe you can do it this time around, but you guys can let me know in the comments if it's true. In leveling it up from 1 to 16, I missed out on a lot of points, like the points I would get from getting it to level 4, 8, and 12. You get a lot of points for upgrading 5 and 6 star gear pieces all the way up to level 16. So what I like to do when I'm in quote-unquote save mode is that the gear pieces that I am going to be using on my main champions that I know I'm going to keep, I level it up to 15, and then I wait around until there is a gear enhancement event that I want to participate in, so then that way I can do the last push from 15 to 16 and get really big points. On the Plarium app, if you click on this calendar icon, you're able to look at all the upcoming events. You'll end up noticing that some events will overlap. For example, some Dungeon Diver event where you get points for getting artifacts in dungeons will line up with the Spider Dungeon, or let's say Fire Knight, Dragon, whatever it is. Out of excitement, I would always make the big mistake of farming out all of the dungeon, getting all the points I needed on the first day, and then miss out on that overlap. You want to be careful with your resources, especially if you aren't going to be spending a lot. So use your energy and time the smart way. Wait for those overlaps to do it if there are overlaps. Skip out on certain events that you know you can skip out on and still be able to complete the fusion. A lot of times CVC or clan versus clan happen right around the start of these fusions. It's a great way to get some clan coins and go into the clan shop and buy yourself some energy. I believe you can get yourself up to 1,000 energy if you have enough coins. Unfortunately, I can't show that to you guys right now since it's not in the clan shop rotation. It's also great to note that there are tons of resources out there for you to look up to get more in-depth information. There's quite a bit of spreadsheets out there too that are super helpful. They'll show you all the drop rates and whatnot for each stage of these dungeons and which is more energy efficient based on your current progression. Spider's Den, for example, a lot of people say if you can't do stage 20, then go ahead and stay at stage 10 because it is more efficient there. Same with Dragon. Before I could do stage 20, I think I stuck around at stage 14 or so. During your save mode months, that is why I think it's important to spend your daily energy and not just let it accumulate, because you're missing out on the natural energy refreshes. You could be using using that energy on progressing your account overall so that you can have a better shot at doing these fusions efficiently. Another event that pops up pretty frequently in fusions almost nearly every time are classic arena tournaments and tag team. For these events, if you're hoping to complete them quicker or easily, I would suggest taking out your defense team and having just one super weak or one okay champion in there. That'll get you some losses and hopefully some easier opponents. I see a lot of people doing this during these events, so it's gotta be something right. Same with the tag team arena, you can also do that for each team. Only have one champion on the defense or a super weak team. Save, play it smart, have fun, and good luck, you guys. I'm for sure going to be going after the new dwarf fusion that's happening next week. You know what that means? We'll be basically vlogging our progression on fusions just as we did with Fabian. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm sure there are tons and tons more tips and tricks out there. So for those of you who can share more tips for these newbies like myself, drop them down below. Another thing that you can drop is a like, comment, and subscribe, as that'll help me out a ton as a smaller content creator. Be sure to check out my download link down below for Raid Shadow Legends, getting yourself 3 champions, a legendary champion named Eleanor right after the tutorial, 2 epic supports, Tagore at level 15 and Ugo at level 30. I've handpicked a new batch of champions for June. Can't wait to share that with you guys. Going to be making another alt account yet again. They're just so fun, you know? You get to play around with champions that you don't normally get to. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace!